Hello Leo, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. I'm just being silly because it's Halloween today while I'm recording it, so there. Hi Leo, how you doing? Welcome to your weekly reading. So yeah, it's a weird day. Today is Halloween as I record this for you, and it's the blue moon, and then we turn the clocks tonight. And I feel like, I don't know, it just feels like so much going on in one day. And it's just funny. It's a funny feeling. So this week I'm doing the High Priestess readings. So I am connecting to the deeper aspects of your existence and life here. And I've been starting so far all week with the Starseed deck. And I already tried doing your reading. And it was like nothing. Nothing. It was weird. Like nothing was coming out for you. So I picked up the Energy Oracle deck and it felt real. It felt good. So I'm going to try it with that. So if you're watching this, it works. And we keep watching it. So I am going to, with the High Priestess readings this week, we are looking into what your potency is, your strength, what your kryptonite is, which is your weakness, your nemesis, which is actually what makes you stronger, and then your next assignment. And I'm going to do that with oracle cards. You are going to get a witch's oracle to start with. I'll give you the incantation at the end, so I leave you with empowerment. And there is an extended at the end of this if you feel drawn to it. There is, I'm going to use tarot cards in the extended. I'm going to ask for what from your past still pulls on you, what from your future is sort of pushing you forward, how this push and pull is affecting you, and kind of guidance in terms of how to allow everything to flow freely, right? So you have some sort of balance there with the push and pull. Oh, I almost forgot. We are doing this though. I'm doing this, so because it's High Priestess week, let's begin. Okay, Leo. Stop. Let's get your Witch's Oracle card. Witch's Oracle card for Leo. A Witch's Oracle card for Leo. Witch's Oracle card for Leo. Oh, you have the skeleton key. So we're going to read what that is about when I get to the end of the video and give you the incantation. Of course, if you're impatient, you can just scroll because this is not live. Alright, so apparently I'm supposed to use this deck for you. Let's see why. What is the message that wants to come through for Leo regarding their potency, the kryptonite, the nemesis, and their next assignment? Ooh. This is interesting. I kind of see why stars go. It was like the story, boom, came out really hard and fast now. Not like, I don't know what it was about the other deck, but anyways, let's not go there. This is for you. Your potency, which is your strength, is thinking and strategizing, looking at all the options and the possibilities, weighing out the different likelihoods of what may happen, what may not happen, collecting information, about whatever it is that you're interested in. Your strength here is thinking. It is gathering information. I feel like too, you hold a lot of information with all this little pile of books. Like over time, a lot of stuff kind of sticks in there, a little bit like an elephant. And maybe it doesn't always feel like it, but I feel like it's the important things. I always like to say, like for myself, there's all sorts of things that I forget all the time. But it's kind of the important things that, you know, play some sort of part in your life or the lives of others. That you retain this information. This is really good, and you bring good ideas. You bring new ideas to the table. New ways of looking at things. I'm getting a strong leadership too. You are really good at giving the an idea that can grow. I've never ever, and all the time I've had this deck for like, gosh, almost 2 years. And I've never noticed this staircase going up, and I'm feeling like the information that you create or share with others, that it's the base, it's the building block for moving things forward into a higher, developing it into something. Like it becomes something a lot of times. These ideas that you have, they grow and they move forward. And you help others to move forward with them. Now, and now I also want to say something else too. I want to say is your strength as well is establishing a lot of this thinking on your own. A lot of these ideas and thoughts on your own. This person, she's standing on her own. And I think that once you've established kind of what it is that you have in mind, or that you've been studying or learning about, or just mulling over in your mind, and then you're kind of good to go into the group and share it, and it becomes something. But I'm sort of getting the message, like not necessarily when you, you know, when you brainstorm with a group and you have like a big piece of paper and you sit there and you write ideas and you start to go with that. I feel like that can pull you away from your unique way, your unique ability to come up with a solution, or to come up with a new idea or an invention, like however that plays. Because there's something very unique about the way you see things and how you use information. The possibilities that you see in information too. It's actually bothering me like that. All right, now, so your kryptonite, your weakness, caring connections. Oh, I get like with this card, like when Cupid's arrow hits, it hits you hard. This is like a weakness. This is your weakness. It's kind of cute in a way. It's a little bit like, it's really cute. It's really cute. But it makes you vulnerable, I'm hearing. And obviously it's important to be vulnerable in really intimate, deep connections, because that's the only way we really get to know and trust each other, right? And that it is important to some level that we do have vulnerability in those connections and show people who we really are. I feel like you may, there may be an aspect of you that wants to go hard and fast into something. And maybe with this thinking, you may stand off in the background for quite a while and observe someone, or, you know, start to piece the puzzles together, put the pieces to the puzzle together with how you feel about someone, or this is like even friendship. Like I just feel like a big softie, a big teddy bear. It is a weakness. It's going to be interesting to develop these further with the other oracle cards. So, okay, so now we're going to go into your nemesis, but what makes you stronger? I think this journey is a bit like the Fool card in the tarot. Her bags are packed. She's ready to go. It's taking that leap there. It's just taking that leap. Like you can have an idea. You can strategize. You can think about it. It can make a lot of sense. It seems to be pretty good. Your plan, everything's packed. You got what you need. You've really thought it out. But it's taken that leap. it's like really just taking that leap. And because when you take the leap, you kind of lose control. You're putting your hands into you're putting your fate into the hands of the universe here. And this is probably something that happens to you often enough that it is meant to strengthen you in this journey, in this lifetime, to take some leaps. Because, you know, you should really trust yourself. You really should trust yourself. Because you really do think things out very logically. I'm hearing organically. You think things out very organically. Which, to me, means that it's kind of very holistic. You really look at the broad spectrum of what's going on and where you're going in it. And it's real. If it's organic, it's something that's real, it's tangible, it's here. So your next assignment, though, path of journey, is the 4th chakra. Your next assignment is going to involve opening up your heart. Opening up that heart space, Leo. Interesting. I wonder if it has something to do with this, right? Your weakness, your kryptonite. Maybe somebody is like your kryptonite. That's interesting. Somebody might be like your kryptonite. You have a weakness for someone. Let's see. So we're going to go into the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Yeah, this feels right. I don't know why I have to switch. Probably because it's the blue moon and it's Halloween. Turning the clocks and it is still Mercury retrograde. Something else is Mars still in retrograde. It's like I've been dropping stuff. I find I can't get words into my head. Like even doing the readings, it's like the words are just not there. It's just the worst energy ever. Okay, the thinking woman with the cheetah, this is your strength. I like fire, right? I'm really hearing like that leadership. But it's a very logical leadership. And it's also leading by example. And being quick to make decisions when a decision needs to be made quickly. Like maybe there's something going on and, you know, somebody needs to make a decision. Somebody needs to take action here. Boom. Like you're not afraid to jump in and do that. You are not afraid to jump in and do that. That's really good. I mean, the world needs that because a lot of times people are just all, if something is happening, you know, a lot of us can get kind of like, oh, it's not just happening. You know, like, or you can be somewhere, like this is kind of an example of this where it's also thinking on your feet and knowing exactly how to address a situation. I want to say too with the cheetah, there's some sort of urgency here. I'm getting like some sort of urgency. So I'm getting a scenario in my mind like you go to work every day, you know, it's a pretty good atmosphere. Everyone's, you know, gets along well. And I don't know what happened, but someone walked in and there's 2 guys at the front desk and they are like yelling at each other, or 2 women, whatever it is. And it's getting intense. Everyone else is sort of like watching the train wreck. They can't. How's this going to unfold? They're not even thinking. They're just like absorbed in what the heck is going on. And it's almost like you know immediately what you need to do or what needs to be said to kind of calm it down and separate it. That just came into my head for some reason. I don't know if you've ever had to do that, but it feels like you have that with this cheetah. Like you have 2 aspects of you here, which is actually really powerful. Where you can take the time to really formulate an idea with all sorts of information that you've gathered over time. But there's also this, when need be, like when a decision has to be made really quickly or some sort of, to intervene even, I'm getting like to intervene, you can go in fast and do that. You can go in really fast and do that. Okay, so now, your kryptonite, your weakness. It's your caring connections with the elk. You know what I'm here? Oh, wow. like you want to be like a rescuer. Which is kind of sweet. It is. The whole, like this, your whole weakness is really sweet. It's really like, I kind of want to cuddle it. Like it's a really sweet weakness. With the elk, because the elk to me is a bit like, I don't know, the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, like I feel that kind of energy with it. So it's very, very protective, a lot of leadership. Like there's a lot of leadership coming through. Particularly in your strength and your weakness. It's kind of like this, your strength is your weakness too. Like because you really care about people. Like the people that you're interacting with, the people that you spend your time with, you care about them. So I feel like maybe sometimes you want to help people a little more than maybe you should. You know, because people do, the whole rescue idea is good, and it's good to be there for people when they need someone, because there's like times in our lives where, you know, we can't just have ourselves. We need other people to get us through something. And you can be that person. But it's also sort of knowing when to stand back and allow someone the space that they need, perhaps. I do feel like, though, like when you get hit by the Cupid's arrow, you get hit hard. Like you really get hit hard. But I think a lot of that comes from the deeper aspect of your personality, where you really, like, you really know what your thoughts are, and you kind of really know, you know how to identify people and personalities through observation. And that's how, like with this cheetah, you know, if there's two people that are, you know, getting really hot at each other, and it's almost like you know what to say to one of them, and then the other one to bring it down a bit. And as soon as it's been brought down a bit, you can, I mean, it's a little bit like being the mediator here, or cooling it down, mediating. But I think that's why too, like your kryptonite, this feel, I mean, carrying connections. So this can be your family. You can put so much into your family of yourself, romantic connections, friendships. That I do feel like probably sometimes you get hurt. That you definitely will get hurt sometimes. Because it's kind of like your heart is so big, I'm hearing. It's so Leo, really, isn't it? Okay, your Nemesis, what makes you stronger is the Journey and the Panther. So every time you need to take these leaps of faith that may feel very uncomfortable, because you've done all the planning and thinking that you can and strategizing, but the next step forward is unknown. The next step forward is completely unknown, and you don't know how that's going to go. You can have a hypothesis, you can theorize about it, but you really don't know until you take it. So sometimes that, I feel like, makes you feel very uncomfortable. It makes a lot of people feel uncomfortable. It's really releasing the control that we have in our lives. And I think control is a basic instinct to survival. So, but with the Panther here, again, because this is what your Nemesis is, what makes you stronger. So this Panther is a very, very protective spirit guide that comes through for me. And it tells me that as you take these leaps of faith, you develop a stronger connection, a stronger trust in these guides, in the universe, that you are playing, if you're being true to yourself and really taking these leaps of faith based on what you feel like is truly for your higher good or other people's higher good, I think you're always going to land on your feet. Well, you're a pussycat too, so you're going to land on your feet. Your next assignment is very magical, because you got the 4th chakra with the unicorn. Ah, wow. That's very magical. This is an interesting energy. The 4th chakra with the unicorn. led by spirit. It has a spirit symbol here. It's led by spirit. And when I see the unicorn, to me, it symbolizes, could they really exist? Did they really exist? Could they be? Really? Could it be? I feel like this could be a feeling that your next assignment is exploring a feeling that maybe you haven't felt before, or at least on a level that you haven't felt before. Let's see. Okay, so let's see where this goes. We are going into the El Key Oracle deck. I'm going to pull a card for each position again. So I'm getting a message that's kind of outside of what we're talking about here. And it has to do with the positioning, the direction of energy. All of the cards, well, pretty much, yeah, all of them. I want you to see something. I'm going to hold all these unknown animal spirit cards up. Do you see how all the energy is pointing this way? It actually is sitting down on the table like this, and it's pointing this way. And I kind of feel that when it goes back to me, because I think it's like reading from left to right for English, to go back to the left to me is like the past. Starting something again from that. There's like this energy, this rush of energy. Something from your past is just sitting here. That's just coming in as something like a secondary message. It's really hard not to say something about all of these cards pointing in the same direction. I mean, like the cheetah is very intense. It's very fast. It's very whirlwind. And the elk too exhibits all of this leadership. The panther is protection and the unicorn is magic. And they're all pointing back. I feel like there's something you want to revisit. And you're feeling like a leap of faith with this panther. And it could be very magical. Or maybe I'm reading something there that isn't there. But I think it's resonating for somebody. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how many times the same card has come out in the same spot. It's so weird. Right, for your strength, right? Thinking woman cheetah, she who radiates knowing, ambition, and confidence. This card has come out a couple times in that spot. I think it was Gemini had this card in that spot. So again, there's that leadership quality. But your leadership, I really think, is really thinking on your feet. Having the ability to sit on your own and come up with really good ideas, really good strategies, things to implement in your life and other people's lives, as well as, when you need to, you can think quite quickly and take action on something that, wasn't planned. And there's that leadership. Ambition, knowing, and confidence. That's really good. It's like you know your worth, but you also see other people's worth here, which is nice because it's not like this heavy ego energy coming through. And you radiate the confidence. I think like if you sit in a group, a lot of people will probably automatically say, well, what do you think about this? Other people may have suggested stuff, but what is your thought on this? What do you think we should do with this? They kind of go to you because they sense your aura. You just naturally radiate this confidence. But part of it too is, like people may pick up on that, but then through experience with you, you kind of prove it to them. Through experience. Sorry, my chair. Now, your kryptonite, the current connection's the elk. She who divines future choice and judgment. Oh, that's interesting. Your weakness. Your weakness could be going to tarot readings. I'm going to be honest. Your weakness could be going to, it's like a divination card to me, really. Your weakness could be going, pulling cards, watching people pull cards, talking to psychics and mediums about connections. Like, really interesting. Thank you for I'm one of them. But future choice and judgment with this caring connection. I feel a little bit like it's connected to here. Like your nemesis, right? It's taking a leap of faith. You can plan to make sure everything you need is packed in that suitcase. You got your passport, you got your ticket, everything is right. Then you get there and you realize, oh, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of going to Hogwarts, right? Like you have to go to the train station and you have to run right into the wall. So it's kind of like that. Like you show up at the station. Oh, no, your platform is over here. You gotta just jump, trust. You'll land into, like, what? What? Just trust. So there's something connected there with that, right? I'm sure we all have it. I mean, if we could always look in the crystal ball and know, we'd be doing that all the time, but then we kind of stop making choices, right? I see that. Like, a weakness here is afraid to make certain choices if you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Because a lot of times in life, you have a pretty good indication what the outcome is. But it feels like more in personal connections, you may not. That's funny. Or you may have a weakness for someone who does this. I don't know. It's kind of cute. Okay. Your nemesis, what makes you stronger. And this card has come up at least 3 times in this spot this week. You have Journey, the Panther, She Who Emerges, Enlightenment, Mindfulness, and Rising Up. I feel like this is the energy of what happens after you jump. After you take that jump, after you take that chance, whatever that is for you, if it's running into a brick wall and hoping you go through, you end up on another platform. But once you do, then you rise up and you're like, wow. Now I feel the connection. Now I have to, it's kind of like show me, it's reaffirming faith in the universe and God, whatever that is for you. It's kind of reestablishing that for you. But to do it, you have to take the leap of faith, right? Like you have to kind of take the leap of faith, knowing that the universe is going to catch your hand. But the universe can't prove to you that they're going to catch your hand unless you jump. Right? It makes sense. Yeah, it's like a little kid. I remember my son, we used to have a water slide on the dock up where my folks are, going into the water. And when he was little, he was terrified. And I would be at the bottom like, I'm right here, I'm going to catch you, I'm going to catch you. No, I'm going to catch you, I'm going to catch you. And I feel like that with this, like, no, don't. Like, I don't know. It's like, I can't prove to you that I'm going to catch you if you let me catch you. Just go down on a water slide. 4th chakra, unicorn, right? This is your next assignment. She who creates, creativity, originality, spontaneity. Oh, you're going to go down some roads on this one. You're going somewhere. It's going to be very creative. It's very creative, whether that's romantic energy, whether that's opening up something very magical just inside yourself. Oh, regardless of how this plays out, it's definitely opening up something very magical within yourself. And it's creating a really, it's opening up. Like, I love that we have the spontaneity. Because it makes it a little easier to do that, right? And that's true though, because once he would go down the slide and I would catch him, I want to do it again. I want to do it. And then I'm stuck down there all day, catching him on the slide. See, the leap of faith adds. So some sort of nemesis, and it feels a little bit like it's playing out in your life right now, because your next assignment is something that's very heart-based, very magical, very creative. It brings the originality of you out too. It's really going to bring the very original, maybe not so often shared personality traits with others. It's going to bring that out in you. A little bit of fun. I mean, she's dressed up a bit like a kind of clowning around here, right? Why it's having different, it's not focusing on it. There we go. There we go. Quite an interesting next assignment, I have to say. So, now, before I do the extended, I'm going to read for you what the skeleton key was about, right? So the skeleton key. Yeah, I'm glad this reading went. Like, I've just had so many times lately where I start doing the recording and it kind of starts and then everything is, it's like nothing is coming through. It's really weird. So this one finally came through. It was nice. So the skeleton key. The skeleton key has deep symbolism associated with it. In ancient lore, the Greeks associated with Hecate, who held the key to all magic. The Romans attributed skeleton keys to protection, as in securing the doors of the home and keeping evil from entering. Keys open locks and provide access by opening doorways, both physically as well as spiritually. They are powerful instruments for locking and unlocking doors at will, breaking barriers, finding safe passage, and breaking free. The meaning. When you are stuck in a situation without hope or ideas, which you seem to be at the moment, use the symbolism of the key as a way of unlocking new prospects and finding solutions. Hold this card up to your third eye. Envision a locked door before you. Then take the key and unlock the door. Oh, that's like this. It's like that game, right? We could do that. With these Witches Oracle, you could have like a bunch of friends over and you could tape the cards on your head. And right, you have to ask questions, try to figure out what the card is on your head. It's a good way to unlock it. Okay, the incantation. I always say it's good to say it 3 times to really empower. Your incantation. All locks have keys, all wind has breeze. Most doors swing open with relative ease. This key I hold is a metaphor to unlock all doors that were locked before. I'll do it one more time. All locks have keys, all wind has breeze. Most doors swing open with relative ease. This key I hold is a metaphor to unlock all doors that were locked before. That's pretty cool. Look at it. I wonder what you're unlocking, huh? Pretty cool. Maybe that's what it is, but I think it has something to do with this little leapage here. Because that seems to send you into like an enlightened state of being beyond where you are right now. So, that'll be interesting to see the extended. All right, I'm gonna go do that now. If I see you there, great. If not, I do hope to see you see you here next week, Leo. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.